Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. So today we're heading to Legacy for Mizzix Mastery Combo, a deck that recently came in 6th place at a Legacy IQ in the hands of Darren Lowe, so congratulations to Darren Lowe for his awesome performance with this deck. And this deck is super spicy. Before we break it down, just a quick reminder, if you like this deck and you want to see this deck made into videos, take a second and click the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular at the end of the week will get made into videos next week. Anyway, let's break down Mizzix Mastery Combo. So the combo is actually really simple. Step 1, get and enter the infinite in your graveyard. Enter the infinite allows you to draw your entire deck, and then you put one card back in your library so you don't just immediately die in your next upkeep. But you draw your entire deck with Enter the Infinite. It does cost like 1,000,000 mana, so you can't really just naturally cast it. So the idea is you get it in your graveyard, then Mizzix Mastery is a 4-mana sorcery. You exile an instant or sorcery from your graveyard, and you get to cast a copy of it for free. So once you Enter the Infinite in your graveyard, Mizzix Mastery is 4 mana, cast Enter the Infinite. And then once you draw your entire deck, you use Conflagrate, an X mana burn spell that has flashback for 2 red and discarding X cards to actually kill your opponent. So since you have your entire deck in your hand, you can deal 20, 40 damage by discarding 20 or 40 cards by just paying the 2 red mana. So that's the combo. Enter the Infinite in the graveyard, Mizzix Mastery to exile it, Conflagrate to actually win the game. The rest of the deck is pretty much built around setting up this combo. So Intuition is search for Enter the Infinite and put it in your graveyard, or search for Mizzix Mastery and put it in your hand for only 3 mana. Careful Study and Is It Charm are looting effects, so if you have an Enter the Infinite in your hand or on the top of your deck, you can cast one of these and get that Enter the Infinite in your graveyard so you can combo off. Then we have a bunch of cantrips and tutors. Personal Tutor is search your library for target, Enter the Infinite, or Mizzix Mastery and put it on top of your deck. So it's a way to make sure the next turn you will be drawing that. Or you can use your cantripping spells, which there's 1,000,000 of, Ponder, Preordained Brainstorm, to get the card right away. Those cards are also great ways to just churn through your deck, especially with fetch lands, so you can keep shuffling away cards you don't want and find your combo pieces so you can actually win the game. Then the deck has a bit of fast mana. Ancient Tomb is just tap to add 2, so it speeds up your combo by a turn with like Mizzix Mastery, for example. Lotus Petal not only can speed up your combo and let you combo off faster, but it's an integral part in winning the game with Conflagrate. So you cast your Mizzix Mastery, draw your entire deck, you have your Conflagrate, you get it in the graveyard. You need 2 red mana to be able to flash it back and discard all those cards in your hand to win the game. Well, since you draw your entire deck, you are by default drawing all your Lotus Petals, so you just Lotus Petal, pay the 2 red mana, flash back the Conflagrate, and win the game that way. Then the deck has a little bit of defense, 4 Force of Wills and Flusterstorms to fight through counter magic, Pyroclasm, 1 copy to deal with decks like Elves and go wide creature strategies, and Gitaxian Probe not only draws you a card, but lets you take a peek at your opponent's hand and make sure the coast is clear to combo off. Mana base, not too interesting, a bunch of fetch lands, Volcanic Island, some basics. Sideboard-wise, this package is pretty sweet. Jace the Mind Sculptor is a plan B for winning the game. You play Jace, you plus him a bunch of times, exile your opponent's deck, and win that way. Dream Halls and Laboratory Maniac are a combo that allows you to win the game through graveyard hate, which is important in Legacy since in the sideboard, lots of people are trying to fight Dredge and decks like that, so there's Rest in Peace and Leyline of the Void and those type of cards. With the Dream Halls, you can discard a card of a certain color to cast a card of the same color for free, so you can cast a Gitaxian Probe and cast an Enter the Infinite from your hand, so you don't have to use the graveyard. And then, since you draw your entire deck with Enter the Infinite, instead of using your Lotus Petals to flash back a Conflagrate, which doesn't work, of course, because the graveyard's exiled, you just use your Lotus Petals to cast a Laboratory Maniac, cast a Careful Study or something to draw a couple cards, draw an empty library, and win the game that way. So this is a backup plan to get through graveyard hate. Chain of Vapor in Pyroblast. Chain of Vapor deals with like Leyline of Sanctity, other things that can shut down your combo. Pyroblast, more counterspell fighting. More Pyroclasms if you're against Elves or a deck like that. And Grafdigger's Cage to hate on other people's graveyards. So that is Mizzix Mastery Combo. I think this deck is super sweet. I'm really excited that people are putting some of the new Commander cards to use. Anyway, that's been today's Instant Deck Tech, Mizzix Mastery Combo for Legacy. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon.